and welcome to this edition of The Calendar. I'm your host, Christina Elgin. We have all the events coming up this weekend for you to fill your social calendar, and I'm joined by Lifestyle Editor Crystal Schelle. Crystal, welcome.
Thanks for having me. Chris is on vacation, so I'm subbing here today, and I'm usually on Monday, so this is kind of...
Well, you're going to tell us how we can fill up our social calendar, and I appreciate that. The first event actually takes place at Clear Spring High School, where Crystal is an alum. Tell us about the event that's going on there.
They're putting on the musical Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. It's an iconic musical that tells the story of a couple who fall instantly in love, but he kind of forgets to tell her he's got 6 brothers living in the house. And he's a father figure, and he expects her to take care of all of 7 of them. And so she hatches a plan to get them all married and get them out of the house.
Now, you did a little behind the scenes.
Yeah, I got to talk to two of the main kids, Michaela and the kid that plays Adam. They are so sweet. The great thing too is Beth Smith is a Clear Spring. She's the choral director, but she's also a Clear Spring alum. I went to school with her. She was the person in high school that, you know, when she performed, everybody like just shushed and you could hear her voice. And it's so great to see her bringing this and giving this, teaching this to kids now. She's been there for 13 years, and I'm just so proud of her. She's got this, the program there too. I'm sorry, the set is just amazing. And the great thing is they have a live orchestra.
Oh, great. No,
yeah.
A great event to take kids to? Or?
Yes. Yeah, the kids will, because there's a lot of stupid slapstick stuff.
Okay.
So kids will just think that's just silly. And I don't think there's anything too risque in this
Okay.
event.
Great. All right, let's get that information up on the screen. It's 7 Brides for 7 Brothers at Clear Spring High School, and it's at 7:30 on Friday and Saturday evening, and at 2 o'clock on Sunday. Tickets are $10 for adults and $8 for students, and there's a telephone number at the bottom of your screen. The next event is a book signing with a local author. She grew up in Shenandoah Junction, West Virginia, now lives in Pennsylvania, and the book that she has is very appropriate for this time of year, How Elmer Lost His Hop.
I just thought this was so cute. Elmer is a rabbit, and he loves his hop, but the kids make fun of him, and a teacher comes into his rescue to kind of teach a lesson to the other kids and let Elmer know that he should be proud of his hop. And I just think that's a great story. To tell, really tell the young kids that they need to be proud of who they are.
Yeah. What age is this focused towards?
I would think like elementary school age.
Elementary school, okay. Now let's get that information up on the screen as well. It's a book signing with Sandra K. Griff from noon to 4 p.m. on Saturday, March the 9th at Books A Million in Martinsburg, West Virginia, and there's a telephone number and an email address at the bottom of your screen. Now, the next event takes place at Shippensburg University, an evening with Cesar Millan. He's near and dear to my heart. I love his methods, and I love how he focuses on the owner and not necessarily the dog being the problem, but the owner's behavior, and that can transform the dog.
Right. I got to interview Cesar, which I like to say Cesar. I feel like it needs to be powerful. But, and I love his methods, like this method. I wish you could use that on...
Yes.
Yeah, I'd love to use that on some people. But he was just so gracious with his time. I got to talk to him on the phone. He's going to be coming at Shippensburg University, and what he's going to do is doing a lot of demos. His biggest thing is, like you said, you really need to know that the dog's not the problem. Usually, it's you. If you have anxiety, it's probably if the dog has anxiety, it's probably because you have it, or depression, or something like that. He also came out with a recent book that tells about his own struggles growing up as a son of a migrant worker, and the fact that he attempted suicide, a lot of depression. He also has a brand new program on National Geographic. He was known for years for Dog Whisperer, but that show's over. Leader of the Pack is on National Geographic, and what that does is it takes abandoned dogs and he rehabilitates them and finds homes for them.
Okay. Now, I know he also likes to focus on pit bulls, because often they're the animals that you see a lot of at the Humane Society, and people kind of give up on them because they think that they're not fit for their family, but really they are sweethearts. Yeah,
the reason I think that people misunderstand pit bulls is because it's been like the attacks and stuff like that, and that's because people train them to do that. When we were younger, the Dobermans, German Shepherds were the big proponent, like you did not want to have those dogs in your house. And really, it's all about the training. And pit bulls, the reason they are like that is because they are the fiercest, loyal dogs you ever want to meet. They are sweethearts. And Cesar really he talked about that a lot, about how people need to understand that it's not the breed, it's the people. So it'll be interesting to see him talk, and I think he will be bringing a couple dogs with him to do a little demonstrations with him.
But you're not allowed to bring your dogs.
No.
You leave them home.
No, the Lure Center does not even allow you to bring in a drink into their pristine center. But you should just keep the dogs at home.
Okay.
Unless you bring a stuffed dog, I don't know.
Okay, let's get that information up on the screen. It's an evening with Caesar Milan at Shippensburg's University's Rick Lurs Performing Arts Center. Tickets cost anywhere from $29 to $49, and there is a telephone number and a website at the bottom of your screen. The next event takes place at Shepherdstown University, and it's called Pair Traditions, and we have a couple local artists that will be participating in this event. Crystal, tell me about this one.
Shepherdstown Music and Dance, people know them because they put on these great concerts every year. They do concerts for dance and music, hence the name. But they do a lot of things that have to do with hammered dulcimers, banjos, fiddles, very traditional Americana music. And there'll be a group of guys will be performing there. Bill Spence, George Wilson, they're with Finnegan's All-Star String Band. Joe Herman, who I talked about on Monday about Critton Hollow String Band, and Ken Colladiner, who will also be on there, and he'll be performing and jamming along with them. This is a great experience to expose kids to culture, music, or yourself. And just enjoy the music. It's not a bad price tag either for this concert, because these guys are actually really well known in and around the world for their music.
Great. Okay, let's get that information up on the screen. It is called Pair Traditions at Shepherd University's Reynolds Hall, and it is 8 p.m. on Saturday, March the 9th. Tickets cost from $8 to $18. The next event that we have is the Two Rivers Chamber Orchestra, and that also takes place at Shepherd University.
It isn't great that we have two professional orchestras within stone's throw of each other.
It is.
They started this, I want to say almost 5 years ago. It's probably been probably about 8. And this Shepherd is really known for its musical program. They are so great in the music that they produce and the people they produce out of it. But Two Rivers, Simone Tartaglione will be the conductor. Guest conductor for the evening. He's a famous pianist, and he's the adjunct faculty professor at Peabody Institute and the music director for Newark Symphony Orchestra in Delaware. So
let's get that information up on the screen. It's the Two Rivers Chamber Orchestra, and it is Saturday, March 9th at 8 p.m. And there is a email or a website on the bottom of your screen and a phone number. And when we come back, we'll have plenty more activities going on this weekend. You're watching the calendar.